Hey, hey, I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch they at my.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Detroit!
Jackson from the shotgun. Guys man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Detroit!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Detroit!
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They will face a 2nd and 9 now following the penalty.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. Finds an opening past the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. 4th down, Mayfield. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tim Williams makes the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Mayfield down. Flushed out right. Drops it off for Chubb. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To the right side and complete to Njoku. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Handoff comes to Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Browns are able to cash in for 6. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Ravens taking the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot! Hot!
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Caught right side, it's Snead. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hot!
From the gun, it's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
All right, here we go. 319! 319! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Now let's go! Green 39!
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Flush to his right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 319! 319! Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Yeah, baby! Yeah! Hey, you got 4. You got 4 down. 4 down.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go now. 319! 319!
Jackson now. From the gun, he'll throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Set! 319! 319!
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now a timeout called defensively by the Browns as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
To throw, Mayfield. And this one is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this. But run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll run with Chubb. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Mayfield now on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Throwing, Mayfield. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make
Jarvis Landry, and all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season, and the Browns add 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big...
And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for the Ravens. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Let's go. 319. 319.
Now Jackson on first down. Brought in left side by Snead. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now let's go. 319.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
He'll get it up the middle. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Jackson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. On 1st and 10, Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They pitch it to Chubb, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Steps away to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Sterling Shepard. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch, All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Eluding the pressure right. He uncorks it for Snead. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Lucky 56.
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, here we go.
On third down, that's Hines. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Yeah, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. A gain of 3, second down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some. A give. This is Chubb. Room to run inside the 40. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And down he'll go at the 25. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Hut.
On second down, Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, Jackson going up top. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across. Across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. The 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it.
Right,
what a big-time pickup on that play.
3-19.
Jackson on 1st down. Forced out to his left. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Ravens cut into that lead. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
Pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Willie him and got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit! Detroit!
To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here's Jackson to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to, and that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 25-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10, eluding the pressure right. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Leopard! Leopard!
And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hut.
Jackson from the shotgun. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. A run for Nick Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Escaping the pressure right. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. Well, the lead late in the fourth, but Mayfield's going to throw it. That is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll give it to Chubb, and he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Browns add on to their lead. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop it.
Now, I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And now here come the Ravens. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. As time has run out,